here we are, Monday, January 12th, 2026. I'm hoping you are doing all right. I'm hoping your weekend was awesome. I'm excited for this shorter work week for me. Very excited to just be off of work on Friday, not come back to here till, actually when? When do I get back to the studio? Monday, January 26th. Wow, that vacation, I'm excited for it, man. I'm really just honestly counting down. I'm more excited for this than I was for Christmas, because Christmas just came by. I got a couple cool things and all that. I got some new clothes, but I just can't wait to spend some time with family and friends and get myself back to where my soul belongs, as somebody cringy would say. No, I'm kidding. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. I was laughing at this story. I was chuckling at this story here. You know, Scooter Braun, the guy who got in trouble, not in trouble. He was in a big fight with Taylor Swift about owning her music, and she had to re-release all of her tracks in Taylor's versions, that whole thing. Scooter Braun is now dating Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, that's Sydney Sweeney, the one from the Great Jeans commercials from different shows and stuff. Yeah, he's dating her. And apparently he's frustrated by how disrespectful people, more specifically athletes, have been. These superstar athletes have been DMing her on places like Instagram, Twitter, etc. And Scooter's getting very frustrated by the fact that is happening. I mean, if you're going to date one of the most popular people in the world right now, obviously that's going to happen. You're dating a girl who flaunts her body everywhere. You're dating a girl who, you know, she's been in the spotlight now for quite a long time. And she's been more so in the spotlight as of late because of that Great Jeans commercial and all of that. This guy, Scooter Braun, is 44. She's 28. I'd be more embarrassed by that. Anyway, yeah, I was just chuckling at that story like, oh, look at me. I'm Scooter. I'm dating Sydney Sweeney, and I'm frustrated these athletes are wanting to steal my girlfriend from me. Anyway, it's Peach's Pit Party. I'll be back here in just a few on K-Bear 101. Slipknot on K-Bear before I forget, which is fitting because the internet is currently making it impossible to remember what's real anymore. This story out of St. Louis, authorities are trying to track down loose monkeys, actual monkeys, vervet monkeys to be exact. And you'd think they'd be pretty straightforward, or that would be pretty straightforward, right? Spot monkey, call animal control, done. Well, no. The internet immediately went, what if we just made stuff up? People are posting AI-generated photos of monkeys sitting in cars, monkeys in neighborhoods, monkeys being quote-unquote captured like it's Pokemon Go. None of it's real. Just absolute digital nonsense. Meanwhile, animal control is losing their mind. They're saying things like, hey, if you actually see a monkey, please don't chase it, don't pet it, and definitely don't Photoshop yourself saving it for likes. Real monkeys are loose. Fake monkeys are everywhere, and the people in charge are basically shifting through memes trying to find an actual primate or an actual lead to capturing at least one of these monkeys in St. Louis. It feels like a great time to say, if your week feels a little off, if reality feels, slightly broken, you're not alone. 5-finger death punch right now with a little bit off on K-Bear 101. I get irrationally angry if someone honks their car horn at me. When I'm driving down the street, someone just honks their horn, even if it's to say hello. I think they're wanting to fight me for whatever reason. My mind just automatically goes there. And then I'm ready to just be like, what? What do you want? Well, they could just be saying hello. They could just be wanting to tell me something like, hey, stupid, you left your hydro flask on top of your car. Something like that. I mean, who knows? But this content creator has built this accessory that I'm reading about here that allows car owners to look out for their fellow drivers stuck behind the wheel by allowing them to scroll TikTok videos by simply honking their horn. Now, is it for them to watch TikTok while they drive? Or is it like, oh, it's for other drivers to watch? There's no audio. They just get to see the videos. Is that it? And then if you honk the horn, it just goes to the next video. I mean, it's not going to be good without audio, I don't think, right? You're just going to have a whole bunch of distracted drivers. This has to be illegal. Has to be a question for traffic school powered by the advocates. If we just had like a giant screen on the back of the one of the station vehicles that was just on TikTok, you'd have honk to swipe. It even says honk to swipe at the top on this thing. You'd have honk to swipe it. People would be completely distracted. potentially getting themselves into a car accident. And that's the opposite of what you want to do, right? Duh. Traffic School, powered by the Advocates, every Friday morning, 8:45. Tune in. I'll add this question to the sheet. Is this thing illegal? I'm sure it is. I have not seen a single one of those Waymo cars, those driverless vehicles. I think they're real big in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, I don't know if they're going to be in Southern California. I'm assuming they're going to be. And I might just have to get one just to see what it's like. Or maybe not after reading this story. One of those self-driving Waymo vehicles in Phoenix was caught on camera driving onto the city's light rail tracks earlier this week, and a passenger had to get out and run to safety before an oncoming train came through. Some guy, I think, just took a video of it without trying to help. I mean, what can you do in that situation unless you're like Superman? I mean, you can run towards the car, but if the car is driving at like 35, 40 miles per hour, of course, you're not going to catch it. But this bystander took a video, shows the car stopping on the tracks just before a light rail train approached. So it stopped. This person just recorded. The person inside exited the vehicle, got clear. And after that, the autonomous car continued along the track near another train. Along the tracks near another train. Experts say the area had recent construction. The light rail lane was added within the last year, which may have confused the car's navigation system, what they call an edge case, where the machine doesn't handle an unexpected situation the way a human might. Yeah, no kidding. Do people still want to get into those Waymos after seeing stories like this pop up? I mean, like, here's the thing. I would love to just try it and see what it does. Wasn't there another story where that one guy was caught going in circles around a parking lot? Like, he was recording his Waymo just going around the parking lot over and over and over, and he didn't know how to stop it. I feel like we're going to see more and more of these types of situations pop up, and soon, maybe 6 months from now, all of a sudden Waymo vehicles just disappear. You know, the biggest problem that we have around here during the summertime are those bird scooters that people freak out about, but luckily those are human controlled. I didn't know what this was until about a year ago. I'm talking about competitive stein holding. Stein holding is what it's called. It seems to have evolved from a rowdy tradition at Oktoberfest into a serious American sport. The goal is simple. You hold a 5-pound glass of beer at arm's length parallel to the ground as long as humanly possible without spilling a drop. To survive the burn of the shoulder shredding challenge, competitors train like elite athletes, using a mix of heavy dumbbell presses, practice holds to failure, even isometric exercises while waiting in traffic. It's a game where mental grit is just as important as muscle, with national champions holding their steins for over 20 minutes to earn a trip to the original beer halls of Munich. I would consider this to be more a sport than golf. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. A new survey by the Action Network has found which NFL fan bases are the most dedicated to boozing it up on game day and which fans are more likely to take it easy. Well, Arizona Cardinals fans are number one. And I would too, because that team sucks if I was a fan of them. Buffalo Bills, I mean, they're pretty good, but they're known to have the rowdiest fan base. I mean, their fans go through tables when they tailgate at a game. Houston Texans at 3. The bottom, the easiest going fan base, Green Bay Packers. All right, there we go. Cool. And according to a new study, the legalization of sports betting has led to a rise in local crime, especially following major game upsets. Researchers found that assaults nearly doubled in the 4-hour window after home team losses that defied betting odds, fueled by the emotional volatility of losing money. The surge isn't just limited to violence. Larceny and vehicle thefts also increased by 30 to 70% during game windows, and the rise in crime even spills over into neighboring states as bettors often travel across borders to place wagers before returning home. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. I mentioned this on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. You know, it is Monday, and it is the worst day of the week for a lot of people. You know, Tuesdays are clinically the worst days of the week because then you're really going into the week. But Monday, you're back from a great weekend, and you're most likely back in the job that you hate. Well, we have the solution for you to get yourself out of your current role and go to something new. Even if you're just wanting a career change, this is perfect for you. HireEastIdaho.com. You can visit the newly redesigned HireEastIdaho.com to find local jobs from local companies. This week's Hire East Idaho job of the week is a physical therapist or massage therapist at Anytime Fitness in Ammon. They're offering this great opportunity for this person to sublease workspace inside the gym. The space includes access to gym equipment, a large open workout area, perfect for setting up your practice with minimal overhead. You get this big space. It can fit 2 massage tables or patient tables, and utilities, maintenance, building security are included in the lease. This is just one of many jobs at HireEastIdaho.com. Hire East Idaho, connecting people with opportunity. Definitely check it out if you're just wanting something new or you hate your boss and you can't wait for that day. You get to slam that 2 weeks notice on your desk. Get yourself into someplace new. HireEastIdaho.com. It's Peach's Pip Party now with some Set It Off. Rotten. So as I'm sure you're well aware, Megadeth is releasing their final ever album, January 23rd, titled Megadeth. That's right, it's a self-titled final album, and then they're going to embark on a final farewell tour, and then they'll be done for good. I mean, who knows? Money talks. Maybe they'll get that right amount offered to them. Next thing you know, they're coming back. We're taking over the world again tour or something like that in 2027. Last time I talked to Dave Mustaine was for 10 minutes to promote the show in Pocatello, the Portneuf Health Trust Amphitheater. Remember back in 2023 when they came with Biohazard? There was that whole brief conversation that I had with him. I asked him about current bands like Bad Omens, Sleep Token, etc. He knew none of them, and then recently said that he thinks the state of metal is in a bad place or something like that. It's like, dude, you don't even know the current metal bands, and you're saying that it's in a bad place. I mean, come on, old man. The future is now, type thing, right? But anyway, the last 3 singles from Megadeth, the lyrics are a little generic and kind of stale. Like, it feels like ChatGPT wrote them. I feel like if you were to ask AI, hey, give me a simple Megadeth song, give me the lyrics if you wanted to simplify a Megadeth song, and it would give you still better lyrics than what I've seen with these last 3 singles. Tipping Point, I Don't Care, and Let There Be Shred. I'm hoping the rest of the album can be more traditional Megadeth with anti-government this, anti-government that, insert guitar solo here, and all of that. And I feel like there will be. There'll also be, of course, the bonus Metallica Ride the Lightning cover, which I'm definitely wanting to hear that. Again, Megadeth's new album coming out January 23rd. Also, we are giving away tickets to go see them live. Not live. I'm sorry. I keep wanting to say live. We're giving away tickets to go see Megadeth behind the curtain at Regal Edwards Grand Teton in Idaho Falls. There's 2 showings, January 22nd at 6 p.m., January 24th at 2 p.m. We are giving away tickets for either showing. You get to choose, and it's going to be a deep dive into 40 years of Megadeth. The whole movie is going to have an album listening party of the new album. I'm definitely wanting to go just to hear the rest of the album, but we want to give you guys the tickets too. So listen for that cue to call at any point this week and be caller 15 when you hear it at 208-535-1015. You've heard me say my phrase before, there's no excuse not to listen. It's very easy to listen to us. You can download the K-Bear 101 app. It's available for iPhone and Android. Allow all notifications to be eligible for all the exclusive contests we do to earn some amazing prizes. 2 weeks ago, we gave away tickets to go see Bad Omens. Last week, we gave away tickets to go see Ghost at the Delta Center. This week, we're giving away Megadeth tickets, and I mean, who knows what's to come next week or the week after that or the week after that. You can also mark your favorite songs by tapping the bell icon. There's so many cool features on the K-Bear 101 app, which is why we implore you to download it. You can also listen to us via your Amazon Alexa. You can enable the K-Bear 101 skill on your Amazon Alexa. You can say, hey, Google, to your Google Home device. Say, hey, Google, play K-Bear 101. It will do it. And what's awesome is that you can simply go to kbear.fm and it'll take you. You can listen live right then and there. kbear.fm. You scroll down a little bit to find the player. I think it's right there actually at the top. Let me pull it up. Now, you know what? It'll play. Never mind. You can pull it, type in kbear.fm and it'll immediately play right there on your desktop. Again, so many ways to listen. choose one and never suffer with any other rock station out there. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. A recent report from a sports betting organization ranked Idaho near the top in the U.S. for odds of reported alien abduction encounters. According to the Alien Abduction Odds Index from last year, Idaho came in second in the country with an applied chance of about 1 in 53 for an abduction-style UFO sighting being reported. That's based on years of recorded UFO and encounters reports across the state. Get this, between 2019 and 2024, Idaho logged about 1,400 UFO sightings. Over 21% of those reports described experiences linked to abduction-style encounters, things like missing time or close encounters with unexplained craft. The ranking doesn't mean aliens are definitely snatching people up, but it does suggest Idaho consistently shows up in reports that include unusual or unexplained events. You can find out more about this by simply going to the article at eastidahonews.com. I also shared it on the K-Bear 101 Facebook page at K-Bear 101 FM. K-Bear 101, I was scrolling this thread here for what industry is a complete scam, but everyone still just, uses it or accepts it. Everyone just accepts the whole thing. Many people in the thread said the real estate industry feels like a scam, especially how agents and big firms operate behind the scenes. Everyone knows at least one person that is that super annoying real estate agent. A few of my former basketball teammates from high school are now real estate agents, and they're always posting the pictures of the houses they just sold for a whole bunch of money in Southern California. Okay, buddy, good for you. A lot of commenters pointed to college textbooks, insanely expensive. Updated for tiny changes. Students end up paying hundreds of dollars every semester. I used this website, this great website. My mom actually was the one who was awesome, found it. Chegg.com, Chegg.com. You would just rent the book for the semester and you would get it for extremely cheap. Continuing on in this thread here for what industry is a complete scam, but everyone just accepts it. Printer ink and cartridges. Have you seen how expensive those things are? The markups compared to the actual cost is ridiculous. Some people said weddings, the broader wedding industry can feel overpriced or exploitative with huge markups and services and events people feel obligated to pay for. Like, isn't there a cake cutting fee or something like that? I don't know. It was just a fun thread to go through. Big wellness products, MLMs. Everyone knows at least one person that's trying to reach out about their new shampoo that they use, and it magically makes their hair just that much better compared to yours, and they can sell it to you. Everyone knows somebody that does that stupid MLM crap. I was laughing at this. Somebody posted in r/no stupid questions. What the heck happened to waterbeds? In the 1970s and 80s, they were everywhere. We used to go into furniture stores and hope that every bed we sat on was a waterbed. What happened? And the top comment just made me laugh. Luckily, I've never dealt with a waterbed. I feel like they'd be kind of stupid. I'd be kind of freaked out by them that there's a whole bunch of water just below me. This one guy said, we had one when we first got married. I'm heavier than my wife, and one evening I plopped myself into the bed and launched my wife into orbit. We don't have one anymore, though I have seen ads for mattresses which have a water pad inside a foam pad layer, but that was a decade ago. For the most part, you see now these different businesses popping up with these like foldable mattresses or whatever, and it's kind of just, I don't know how I feel about those like Tempur-Pedics. Those are way better than water beds. I'm never going to use a waterbed. I can only imagine trying to get out of one. I mean, I've seen the movie Edward Scissorhands. I know it's a joke that he pops one. I would feel like the sensation of a waterbed would just be weird and give me the heebie-jeebies. People found out they're not good for your back. Another person says here, not to mention the hassle of filling it and emptying it or the possible water damage if it sprung a leak. Yeah, I have some cool stuff in my 2 bedrooms. I could only imagine if I were to all of a sudden, my near 400-pound self lays on one, dang thing pops and ruins a whole bunch of signed stuff that I have. So this woman in Texas gets into a fight with her boyfriend, decides the move is to burn his clothes. I don't know how it got that bad, what they were fighting over. She didn't throw them away. She didn't dump them on the lawn. No, she decided to burn them using a barbecue pit. Figures it's handled, goes about her day. Fire comes back. It gets into the building. runs through the attic. Suddenly, 13 apartments are wrecked and part of the place collapses. That's the wild part to me. This starts as a whole relationship fight, ends as an entire complex standing outside watching firefighters. That escalated faster than anyone involved probably planned. Everyone was okay, which is the good news. A firefighter later gets hurt dealing with a hotspot, but they're stable. Meanwhile, the woman now has arson charges and an assault on a public servant charge. She's gone. And all I can think is, imagine being one of the neighbors. Your apartment's gone. You watch your place just crumble because somebody like 3 apartments down was going through a breakup. Someone just decided, hey, you know what? Laundry is flammable revenge. Next thing you know, your whole place is gone. How sad. How awful. That's today's What the Headline right here on K-Bear 101. I should have talked about this way earlier, but a couple months back, there was the Set It Off tour with Fame on Fire, Vanna, and the Pretty Wild. But the Pretty Wild dropped out and was replaced by Autumn Keens. So I got to see Autumn Keens twice last year within the span of like a couple weeks. Autumn Keens, nice dudes, chatted with them prior to the show. The Pretty Wild made a whole post about how they're just, I think, fatigued by all the touring that they've been doing, and they wanted to just take some time off, which I totally understand. But I was very disappointed because I wanted to interview those two. Those two girls seem very, very fun, and I really wanted to talk with them. I think I was in the middle of setting it up when I saw the post that they were dropping out of the tour, but they had this link within their post that said, hey, if you are sad by the fact that we dropped out of this tour, please fill out the form. So I ended up filling out the form, not expecting anything in return. I just basically said, hey, I wish I could have interviewed you guys. I'm with KCVI in East Idaho, blah, 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 blah. Well, I didn't check my mailbox till like this past Saturday. I rarely check my mailbox because usually it's junk for other people or it's some bill that I paid online, that type of thing. I ended up seeing 2 Christmas cards from our relatives, and I saw something from the Pretty Wild in a black envelope in my mailbox. I opened it up, and I don't know if it's signed by them or if it's an auto pen, but it said TPW with a heart, and on the back it said, there was this, typed out, "We miss you too, we'll see you in 2026. And it was a postcard of them, had some stickers in there, had a guitar pick in there, which I thought was rather cool, but I feel like I could have typed anything, and they still would have sent that card. Did they actually read what I wrote, or they just got the mailing address from everyone and just sent out that stuff, or had some people send out that stuff? I mean, who knows? I still think it's cool, though. I got some cool stickers. Add it to my Rockstar junk collection on my shelf, and I'm hoping to catch the Pretty Wild live at some point this year. Make sure to check out our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar, or you can find the shortcut to it via the apps, the K-Bear app, Alt app, Cannonball 101 app. Open up the menu, click on concert calendar, see all the shows that are coming up. As a matter of fact, within a couple of weeks, there's going to be a ton of them. Peaches Pit Party here on K-Bear 101. I started this thread on our Facebook page at K-Bear 101 FM. I said, drop some underrated bands so others can discover them. I did see a few people just name bands that are actually quite famous, like Starset, Electric Cowboy, TX2 is pretty big. Then I saw some people put local bands, which is awesome. Saw some others put some bands I've heard of before. I didn't really see any band on there that I've never heard of. I feel like I'm turning into Victor, working here for this long and seeing all the different bands that come in. I'm like, all right, I know that band. I know that band. I know that band. I know that band. Well, Amy wrote The Warning and said those ladies rock. They had one of the best sets at, I'm going to call it Heckfest last year. I'm just kidding. I'll call it Hellfest. Why don't I ever hear them on K-Bear? We've played them a couple times. We had them in rotation on our playlist. I'll play actually one of their songs after the break. It's The Warning with Sick coming up here soon. But if you also want to participate in that thread or see what we post on the Facebook page, again, at K-Bear 101 FM. Make sure to follow us. Thanks for listening to Peaches Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peaches Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brenden Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.